He's never looked at a dog I made and thought, honey, this makes me love you so much more. That's never happened. But I thought maybe if I make this dog, he might look at me and my creation that way. Hello. It has been a while, hasn't it? Yes, it has. A lot of things have happened, and we're going to talk about those. I have not gotten to crochet anything because my head has been up in a lot of things. My home life has been a little bit crazy, hard, scary, all of those things. And I haven't really been able to crochet because of that. But I was going to tell you about everything and show you what I was able to do in regards to crocheting when I couldn't think to crochet. I could think to spend money on crochet things. So I'm going to show you some of those instead of anything I've made. I've made one thing, so I'll show you that, but really I've made nothing in like 2.5 weeks. I couldn't. Also, I still have tennis elbow. Is it from playing tennis? No, because that means I would sweat. I don't really like to sweat. And I'm not athletic at all, like at all. I don't do that. This is from crochet. But I do feel kind of neat when I tell people I have tennis elbow, making it seem like I play a sport, and I don't. I actually did try to play a couple of years ago and I broke my foot. So no. And since I'm old and I'm going through things, we're gonna drink today. And we're drinking out of my Sophia Golden Girls cups because I'm going to be telling y'all stories. They're not from Sicily. They're from Houston, Texas. And of course, Snoop, my boy, he's going to be with us. We're not drinking a lot, but y'all, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Yes, it is. And today it's 5 o'clock here. Is it really? No, but it is afternoon. So that's okay. That's better than morning, right? A little bit. Let's start on April 4th. April 4th is the day my mother was going to have her surgery. Now that morning, we had to get up at the crack of dawn to get to the med center, which is about an hour from my house. Right before we were going to leave to go have the surgery, guess who sent me a message on one of my YouTube videos? And it's because of one of y'all. It was Arena Lee. If you don't know who Arena Lee is, let me tell you who Arena Lee is. She's in my top 3. It's Jan Schenkel, Arena, and Khuc. Those are my 3 favorite designers. I have lots of others, but really my big faves. That woman wrote me, like back and forth. We talked. One of y'all told her about one of my videos where I was talking about how much I loved her book. Arena found me and commented to me. She was calling me Alice. That was okay. I'll come to any name Arena wants to call me. She did figure out my name was Cindy though, and we talked, and I love her. We are probably going to be on each other's Christmas cards list this year. I see that in our future. Me and Arena, we be tight. But Arena, she did this book. And she did this book. And there's another one. It's floating around my house somewhere. She has 3 books out that I love, and I buy a lot of her separate patterns as well. I know famous people like in the crochet community because first we have Tony Lipsy. Y'all know I know Tony, like not really at all, but she liked and commented on one of my things. But I consider that like we're bonded. We've got a friendship. And now Arena has spoken to me. So really we're tight. We're really, really tight. And it like went on for 2 days. That conversation, it was like 2 or 3 things. It wasn't a lot, but really in my head, it could be. My head's bigger because of it. I love her more now because she sat through that ridiculousness and said it was cute. So, yay. That started my day off pretty good for the day my mom had her first surgery, which was a valve replacement in her heart. That surgery went fine. After the surgery, they said that there was a part of her rhythm that wasn't doing everything it should. It was a little slow, but they were just going to monitor it and things should be fine. So they sent us home. We came home. She had a monitor on and I was supposed to check her blood pressure 2 times a day. Well, one day she started feeling real bad. It was the Sunday after the surgery. The surgery happened on a Thursday and it was that Sunday. Monday, real bad. I was checking her vitals. Her heart rate was 35. Y'all, that's real low. That's not good. Blood pressure was fine. Heart rate, no. I made her go to the hospital with me. Then they decided to give her medicine to try to bring her heart rate up. And her heart rate jumped to 124 in just seconds. Then they had to shock her heart. And if you have never been in an environment where you see that happen, or if it's a loved one that you've had to see that happen, that is the most horrible thing you will ever experience in your life. And that's why we need to drink, is because of that. My mother and I have post-traumatic stress disorder from that. It is scary. I hope none of y'all have to go through that or experience it with yourself or a loved one. Horrible. That night, which was Monday night, they had to go in and put in what was called a pacer, which is a temporary pacemaker. So they went in and they put that in until the next day, on Tuesday, when they could put in a new pacemaker for my mom, because basically that was what was needing to happen. The top of her heart was not talking with the bottom of her heart, and they had to shock it to get it back. And the pacemaker is what keeps that communication kind of even and level. Then she has that surgery. The original pacemaker they wanted to put in, they could not, because my mother's anatomy is somehow different in a way that would not allow them to use that type of pacemaker, which is the one, it's like a little box that sits up here and it's wired into your heart. They could not do that one, so they had one that's called a micro pacemaker. It's like this big, and it is in her heart. We get an app on our phone to check this thing. It's crazy. Science is amazing. Well, she started doing better. She got to come out of ICU, then she went to a regular room, but then her hemoglobin levels were low. Then she got a UTI. Then her potassium and magnesium were low. It was just like every day was a new horrible something. So we drink. That helped a little bit. Also Oreos. Oreos really helped pull me through this. And my husband's been wonderful. And here's good news about that. If you've been following me a while, you know that my husband works for an oil company, and he is home for about 3 weeks at a time. And then he leaves and he goes to Australia for about a month. And then he comes home and then back and forth. So he's only home half of the year. We have been doing this for about 7 years. And his job is very physical, and he was just getting to where he needed a change physically, and with all this stuff going on in our house, we needed him here. Fortunately, Zach got a promotion. He is now in the office for his company. He's not going to Australia no more. You want to talk about a happy camper? That was me. I also drank to that. Having somebody here besides myself to help me make executive decisions, because I need that. We drink to that as well. Well, then my mom finally came home. She was doing okay, still very weak, adjusting to basically 3 heart surgeries in 5 days. She's 75 years old. This was hard. And my mom coughs all the time anyway. She has this cough that she coughs when she's sick. She coughs when she's well. She just coughs all the time. But after the surgery, because she's healing from so many things, the cough was in overload. It was awful. It was scary. She was having trouble breathing. I thought we're having to go back to the hospital, but her oxygen levels were good. Her pulse was good. Her blood pressure was good. All of that was fine. It was because her body was tired and she was anxiety ridden, because the woman is an anxious little critter. I gave her some medication that is prescribed. Wouldn't you know? She needed sleep. She's so much better now. Fingers crossed and knock on wood, we are in a much needed healing phase, and we're not terrified of hospitals as much anymore. We are still very traumatized from our hospital experience, but we're better. Now, in the midst of my stressing, because y'all, there was a lot of stressing, lots and lots of stressing. The way I dealt with that, because I was injured, I bought things. I bought quite a few things, and I bought them thinking of y'all. I think that shows where my heart was at. It was with y'all. I would also like to get on to y'all for not recommending any little horrible kits to me. Not a one. Nobody sent me nothings. I was very heartbroken. I was like, I asked. Y'all did not hear the call. So I had to take matters into my own hands, and I purchased things. This is the first kit. Now, the reason I bought this one, and you can't really tell what it is. This is a dog. The reason I bought this one was the description on Amazon was really not bad, but there's this one picture that came in that little set of pictures where I got this one, and it was this girl handing her dog to her loved one. It was a guy, and he was just looking at that like, oh my gosh, I love that. That just got me because I was like, my husband has never looked at anything I've ever made with that kind of love. And he's amazed. My husband is extremely supportive and he's amazed, but he's never looked at a dog I made and thought, honey, this makes me love you so much more. That's never happened. But I thought maybe if I make this dog, he might look at me and my creation that way. I really doubt it, but I wanted to give that a shot to see if that was a possibility. And that's why I got this one, because I've already looked through it. I've kind of looked through the material, and I think this is going to actually be a good kit. It is not for beginners, though. It says for beginners. That's a lie. I haven't done it yet, but I can tell you they are lying to you. Just like I think they're lying when they show the picture of that man and that woman. It's just a lie. They are feeding you something that's not going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen. I'm just telling y'all, it's a little forewarning. Now, the next two kits I got, there's actually three. I bought from one particular company that I've been seeing around more and more here lately, and it's called Haya. I think it's Haya. No, it's not Haya. It's High Crochet. I'm close. I was just missing one word and a lot of letters. But it's High Crochet. They have a whole little thing of really cute, kind of unusual amigurumi things, and I thought, I can do one of those on the channel. So I got these because, once again, y'all weren't giving me any input. I had to make executive decisions on my own. It's obvious that I made these decisions because I pick out weird things. Have y'all noticed? Yes, y'all have noticed this. The first one is this little slap band, and it's a rabbit, and you can't tell it really good from this picture, but I'll put a picture up here for you to see. And it has a butt, like butt cheeks, and you slap this rabbit thing on your hand and you squeeze it and it's butt cheeks. You can squeeze that. Isn't that weird? I thought so. And I thought I need to make that. They have several different animals you can make with this same sort of design, and I chose a bunny. It was, not long after Easter. I was still in the rabbit mood. So we're making a bunny, and you can pinch its butt cheeks. Isn't that sweet? Then I bought this blowfish. They just call it a little fish, but this little fish has like a balloon thing in its mouth, and you squeeze it and it blows like a balloon. And I keep seeing these little things more and more, and I just wanted to test that balloon. How sturdy is the balloon? How much can you squeeze? I wanted to know the deets on this. So I got this little blowfish to try. Now here's the really weird one I got. Just a second. First is this. It comes with this lovely design. And this is actually a neck. And this is going to be a dancing cow. This is the cow's neck, and then it has cow head up here. And I don't know if it plays music or if it just wiggles and wobbles. I don't know, but I wanted it. There was a giraffe, and I considered the giraffe because that would make more sense to have a long neck like this with a giraffe instead of a cow. But it's me, and I wanted to be different. So I got a cow. I think this will be an interesting time. Let me know which of these you'd like to see. I'll be putting up a little survey thing to see which one of these you think I should make. Do you want to see the dog that makes somebody fall in love with you? That's a lie. Remember, they're lying. If a man falls in love with you over a dog you've made, you need to question that relationship. I'm just saying, it might not be all that you think it is. Just a warning. Or should I do the blowfish, or a bunny where we can squeeze its butt cheeks, or a cow with an unusually long neck that dances? Which of those do you think we should make? While I was making those, I was going to try to go over some crochet tips for some of y'all, because I did ask y'all what sort of things y'all would like tips on. Y'all really scared me with what y'all want to know. Some of y'all had some really good things. Some of y'all want hard stuff, like making faces. Have y'all noticed that almost everything I make doesn't have a mouth? Have y'all noticed that? Or when I do eyes or anything on something, there's like nothing extra. Have y'all noticed that? And then y'all go off wanting me to help you with faces? Y'all haven't been paying attention. I will see what I can learn to teach you, but do not have your bar set high. I am not all of that. I like to make things where I don't have to embellish much because I can't. I'm terrible. I love that y'all have that kind of faith in me, but I was thinking more along of like stitches. What kind of stitches? Changing colors, sewing on parts, That's where I was going. And then y'all go off on this hard thing. That's not what I was hoping for. I will try not to let you down, but be ready. Most likely I'm probably going to let you down. Those sorts of things y'all were asking for to make me drink, because those are hard. There's a reason you're struggling. It's because you're not drinking enough and they're hard. Just saying. Now I said I made one thing. I just looked down here, I actually made two things. This is one of my favorite things to make, and I'm really surprised by how few people make these. I don't think these are as popular as they were, say, a year or two ago, but for little boys and little girls, because my daughter plays this game all the time, these things are so fun to make, and they whip up really fast, and you can add all kinds of fun details, and it's these Among Us characters. I use my retro yarn on here, and I was just wanting to do something different and easy because I didn't want to think a whole lot, because I just couldn't think a whole lot. The pattern designer for this is Lunuta. Lunuta. It's her. And she actually does superheroes, which I've made. I think I've done a Batman. I've made a Mario. I think I've made a Luigi. I've made this one. I've made a Pikachu. These are great, fun, easy patterns. Not much sewing. I made this one because I needed that. I needed something easy that kind of made me happy and was bright and cheerful. So I did mine in my retro yarn, and I just love it. They whip up really fast. You can make them smaller or bigger. You can do them plush. I've made one for my son that's in plush. If y'all need ideas, try one of these. They're fun. They're easy. And then when I was in the hospital, I only was able to crochet or start crocheting one thing. I couldn't even do it right because I couldn't keep track of my stitches. I was just a nervous wreck. I could not concentrate on anything but my mom. Getting her well and home, that's all I could think of. So I couldn't crochet. Plus, you know, I had tennis elbow because I'm not athletic. So I had that. But I made my go-to happy place. I made a washcloth. Again, to put in a box to never use. But they are just so relaxing. And of course it's Tunisian because it was easier on my arm because you don't have the same kind of movement. It's actually the other hand that's doing more work than the hand that holds the hook. That kind of helped my arm. It worked up real fast, but then I couldn't crochet anything after this. I was done for 2 weeks. So I shopped. There's lots of new books coming out. So I got them. Like I said, I've not made anything, so I'm not going to give you a review on any of these because I need to make something before I do that. But I can tell you which ones I know are going to be good. Probably most all of these. The first one is one of my other top 3 favorite designers, and that is Khuc's new book, The Wonderful World of Amigurumi, and it has 15 cute patterns in here. I just love her little characters. Like I said, I'm not going to give you a review right now, but this book is out. I can already tell you it's going to be really good. I think she has 2 other books out. She also has a Christmas one, but it's not out in English yet. I think it's in French and a couple of other languages. Anything from her is wonderful and beautiful. And this book I've actually had on my want list for a while. I guess because I was going through all this with my mom, I had to buy this Adorable Animal Families to Crochet. And some of these are really cute. There's turtles and kangaroos and donkeys. Really cute little families. And I guess because I thought I was going to lose the last member of my family, I needed to crochet her as an animal to kind of make me feel better. Like I said, I'm different, and I'm gonna probably drink after saying that out loud. Look, we're getting lower. Yay. That means I talk more, and I'm probably gonna have to edit more out. I apologize. The next book I got that I'm really excited about this one. I know I have made something from this designer before, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. But it is LuLu Compotine. Is that how you say her name? Compotine. And it is LuLu's Crochet Dolls. And these are adorable little dolls, all different outfits, and they're seasonal. So there's a whole group that's for winter, spring, summer, fall. And I nearly started working on one of these, but then when I thought about having to make decisions about yarn, because I'm struggling with any decisions outside of what I need to feed my mother and how much water she needs, I'm struggling. I couldn't make decisions. I was gonna make something, but I haven't yet. It's coming though. Mom's getting better and I'm getting out of my head a little bit, which is nice. So I'll be productive. My whole family is looking forward to this. They've been suffering. We'll drink to that too. Goodness, there's a lot here. There's a stack. I was stressed. The next one is Amigurumi Adventures. Everyone's been working out of this book. I've seen Sonnet from Sonnet Silence and Cassandra from Craftedly Ever After. I think Caroline from Caroline for the Love of Crochet did something out of here too. It's a very cute book. These are kind of different dolls because you start in their face and then you work around. It's kind of like this flathead doll. I don't think it's bad. It's just different. There are these cactus dolls in here. I nearly crocheted some to put up there with Carl and my 5-finger cactus. I just didn't get around to it, but I really want to make the little cactus dolls in here. Which, by the way, one of y'all commented to me, and I've been getting a lot of private messages about Carl back here. We need to talk about him for a minute. Some of y'all are talking to me about his appendages bothering y'all. Well, not bothering y'all, I guess. It's just that's all you can see. So I kind of turned him a little bit. Plus, it looked like one of his branches was going in my ear. So I kind of rotated him a little bit. We'll see when I start editing if his rotation has helped. He is still a very popular guy. A lot of y'all are still talking about him. And I am so sorry I can't get y'all the actual pattern for him because it is in an advent calendar and you have to buy the whole calendar. They won't separate just the cactus from the rest of the calendar. I just wanted y'all to know his branch isn't going in my head anymore. And I turned on his lights. See, I'm getting better. And the last thing I have is this book. It's called Rag Rugs. I was wanting to make a rug for here in my room. Just looking at this makes my arm hurt. So this is probably going to be a little while. I'm not ready to do this yet. There's some really cute rugs in here though. I've already flipped through it and kind of found some that I would like to do. I thought about going and getting some sheets at the local thrift store, but I haven't, because I am lazy right now and that's a lot of work to cut up all these strips. I'm not there yet. Not at all. But maybe at some point we can make a rag rug. I guess that's everything. I've been through some things. I have seen things that I really hope I don't see again anytime soon. Y'all have been so wonderful and so sweet and sending me so many thoughtful messages, and some of y'all are emailing me and checking on me, and that is so very kind of you, and it's so nice knowing there's so many people out there thinking about me and my mom, and that really helped her. She was like, they're all the way in Canada? And I said, and Australia and England. And she was like, wow. We've been to Mexico. That's all. Yeah. Mexico. That's where we've been. They had some really good markets down there when I was a kid. In the summertime, you'd go down to the markets down on the border and go shopping. That's where we've been outside of Texas. Other than states. We've been to states, but not a country. Our minds are blown when you people in other countries are talking to us from other countries. That's kind of cool. So thank y'all so much for reaching out. It's really made my little old mama's heart happy, and mine. We're so thankful to you. I promise I won't be drinking next time. Don't talk to me about me drinking because I had reasons. And if y'all are good friends, which I think most of y'all are, you'll just drink with me, or, you know, you don't have to drink this. You can get like something harder or softer. It's totally up to you. I just like Snoop. He brings me comfort. But thank y'all so much for being patient with me. I'm gonna try real hard to have a video for you again next week. Mom's improving daily, and that is good. And Zach is home, and that is real good because he's fixing these people food because I'm really tired of feeding them. And I appreciate that so much. So life's getting easier again. That's a good thing for all of us. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on The Rumi Mill. Bye.